killing an Udyr. So, you know, he can maybe have more impact than your average Udyr in this game. But more than, you know, nothing is still not a lot of impact.
That is true. Technical runes, nothing strikes me as particularly odd. It is going to be Arcane Combat on the Varus this time, so we're going to have lethality, of course.
Yeah, I'm worried about how we're going to get this Viego his resets in fights.
Yeah, that is a problem. I mean, admittedly, if you ever land a land a Chain of Corruption onto Maple, then
yeah,
there's one way.
Yeah, because Betty's going to have E and he's going to have Cleanse, so... And I don't think you can take down Junjia very quickly with this comp at all.
Okay,
Sejuani.
so at least Driver's getting active early on here.
Yeah, I like it. There is that ward placed by PSG at their Raptors. Just so they can keep track of this Udyr. Maple's nowhere near him. So we don't see a repeat of the previous series against Frank, where Ajo was able to chunk the enemy mid laner down to like 200 HP, maybe less than 200.
Even one of the games of all time.
Yeah, so we'll see if it's just a split map again. Both teams have warded their own Raptors. So I think if you're Husha, you don't really want to give up the split map to Sejuani. You almost would rather she came to this side of the map and walked into your Udyr. Who should be more than happy to, you know, come down and bully a Sejuani. But instead, it looks like they will just trade camps. Viego is going to clear a lot faster than Sejuani. I'm not thinking they're really ever going to be able to get a dive. It looks like Aja is playing, you know, appropriately respectfully and not trading at all. He's still full HP. Yeah, so this would be an unreasonable dive to go for.
Yeah, it would be pretty absurd.
Yeah. So he's already cleared the top side of Sejuani. Sejuani just making her way to Raptors now, and he can contest these if he wants to. Karma does have priority in the mid lane, as we just saw. And he's on his way here. Maple getting rooted up.
Could it miss on the Fear? And this should be Maple going to be taken out on first blood there. Going over to Husha. He's now going to be looking for Junjia, but Arctic Assault means he's able to escape the red side jungle there of Husha.
Yeah, just missed him. I wonder if he'll contest this crab. His bot lane is getting shoved in, so it might be difficult to contest this. And, you know, Maple's off a fresh base.
Yeah, only picking up the tier. He's not.
Yeah, here's Woody. Husha has to be careful. No flash. Oh, it's actually Beyond bot lane who are here first. And he will pick up the crab. So a much better start for Beyond. A nice decisive play by Husha and 1116. Maple getting maybe a little overconfident just because he had Junjia with him, essentially. But Karma can function pretty much like a LeBlanc in the mid lane if you do want to play around it and set up ganks. So, yeah, big wave crashing in for Beyond, and Betty is pretty low.
Was 14-4 the tether change?
Oh, right. So that you don't still get tethered after you flash.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually not sure.
I can't remember which patch it was.
I think it might have been, because I read that change, and I feel like I haven't even read 14.5 yet. So Husha going to grab a double crab.
Every jungler loves that.
Yeah, definitely not as ahead as he was last game.
No, but importantly, kind of is, because he's got that kill.
Yeah.
And it's not Betty that's just picked up first blood every single sum.
Yeah, so I like the ward on the Void Grubs from Junjia. I think he's going to wait for Husha to start those up, and then he's going to trade the dragon. Otherwise, you know, pretty impossible to get this dragon with the state of bot lane and mid lane right now. Both lanes just, you know, no cryo at all.
Sure.
But with Betty having to back here, he's just going to do his Gromp, not be able to take the dragon, and Husha's going to grab these Void Grubs, which were always out of the question to contest against this Udyr. We've seen it a million times. We don't need to see it again. And PSG of all teams know that you don't fight at this point in the game topside when the enemy has Udyr.
Should be okay, though. Honestly, inside of PSG, they're going to be completely fine just trying to slow down the pace of the game, at least for the start. Get Israel to an item spike and then look to fight. We saw what Biddy's able to do once he gets those items online last game.
Yeah.
Also, we saw the damage that Maple ends up putting out on the way.
Yeah.
There's a little bit further behind this game, losing that teleport, dying as well. But he'll be quite okay. Certainly hope not to see another 0-5 way out of him.
Yeah, I think he'll be perfectly fine if he plays as well as he did last game. Had massive impact in team fight. Good move by Stay True there. Walking out of base straight to his Raptors where he finds Junjia and zones him off, protecting Husha's camp. And Husha's looking to get a bit aggressive. Junjia's onto him. He's on top of a ward. But so much mid-prio.
Now collapsing down. Husha is going to eat a Cosmic Binding. Doesn't connect with the stun, though.
Yep.
He's going to start up this dragon.
So
will PSG look to answer? I mean, Maple can shove in a wave really, really quickly.
Yeah, the spot wave sucks.
Yeah, it does seem like at least Dragon number 1 should be going over to BYG.
Yeah.
So certainly having a better early game for themselves when compared to that of the last game.
Yeah. Yeah, so far everything going Beyond's way. Almost a 20 CS up lead for Driver in the top lane. By virtue of the map being split mostly, he couldn't trade with this Udyr at all, which was correct for him early game. He was in danger of being dived if he did try trade with this Udyr at all early game, or even contest farm. Husha might be in trouble here. Does have his flashback up now. Woody is going to bully him off this crab. But, you know, with a Void Grub and a Dragon under your belt already, you're not too upset about losing crab. That is somehow 6 for Junjia, though.
And just quietly farmed himself up.
Yeah.
He's a lot stronger now, of course. Access to that Glacial Prison feels extremely, extremely helpful in any term of skirmish or team fight.
Yeah. Not nearly as much follow-up in the bot lane this time, so I wonder where he's going to try use this first Sejuani ult. Will he try to just counter gank a Husha gank, which will probably be mid lane if anywhere, but with Stay True having flash up, he can always just flash onto Woody to set up a gank for Husha. So it's kind of Husha with all the options in this early game. He can play around 3 priority lanes, essentially, which, you know, is the dream if you're a jungler. Betty having a much harder time in this lane, not really translating into a CS lead, but every time we pan bot, he's very low HP. As
Stun comes through, unstoppable, and he's going to be able to flash over, get himself to that blast cone.
I didn't know Sejuani could just one-shot people like that.
Yeah, Sejuani's always done that.
Yeah, I thought Viego would win that type of fight, but
a little bit later. Not quite yet.
Yeah.
Warden's Mail, Balmy Cinder.
Yeah, and Junji is going to be happy trading his ult for flash on the Viego.
Yeah, and the ult. You should also have an ult there. Maple going to look to trade, but trade is not looking good.
Yeah. So Junjia is mid, does get spotted on a ward, doesn't have ult, so Skank is always a bit of a stretch. Going to be Void Grubs for Husha, no Dragon to trade back. Junjia might just look at these Raptors again, but Stay True is matching Junjia nicely again. Level 6 now on the Maokai.
Has a boost of swiftness as well, so can be very active on this map now.
Yeah.
Most mobile tree you'll ever see. There we are, 6 Void Grubs picked up. Husha securing a lot in this early game. That early lead certainly being put to use after picking up the first blood on Maple.
There is 1 plate left on PSG's bot tower. Yeah, I wonder what's been happening in this lane.
Is that not 3? That's 3.
Oh, it's 3. I can't see. Okay. 3's a bit more reasonable. Still 2 plates in a melee versus range matchup. Pretty happy with that if you're beyond. Especially when the map was split and you were technically weak side.
Strong side.
No, they were weak side bot.
Oh, you're talking about BYG's bot?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. That's
Yeah, beyond spot's got to be happy with that, you know. As
yeah,
weak
this is
side.
a massive change. I think this is largely due to, instead of going for the on-hit Varus, you've gone for the lethality.
Yeah, it's so much stronger in lane. Whether you go for the Hail of Blades or the Comet. Comet makes sense into double ranged.
Yeah, that's a lot harder to proc the 3 autos.
Yeah.
Unless you have something like an Ashe, of course, but Ashe was taken away in that second rotation.
Yeah.
It is still not going to be so simple, though. Obviously, we know PSG, they often can find themselves at a disadvantage, but they work and they end up getting themselves back in it.
PSG are maybe cooking something up here. Too many people in this area for them to really set anything up bot, though. Though, look at all the vision, you know. PSG have the tri-brush warded and the brush behind red warded and this what Husha is walking into warded. So a lot of vision to protect their bot lane. Engage onto Husha.
Junji is not scared. Is going to get Nature's Grasp out. He's going to pull out the Glacial Prison, but it's also going to be, unfortunately, the Tempered Fate, denying any form of damage coming through from that True Shot Barrage. Forward will go Husha. He gets the Sejuani form. He does get himself at least 1 reset. He's going to get a second one, 116 with that flash, and using that chain to pick himself up yet another one. Husha trying to play away to best he can. Not the easiest champ to pick up, but he still makes it look okay. But all things said and done, it is just 2 kills going over to BYG as they look to fight back in this best of 3. They're up now 3k gold.
And 2 levels up on Husha now. Does just very respectfully get off the blue buff with his bot lane recalled. They don't actually hit the dragon. Just decide to get a fast recall in their bot lane. It's an engage onto Husha that looks okay, especially after this surgical Bardal is about to come out. And I think Betty just incorrect targeting there. Would he manage to somehow ult everyone in the fight except the Glacial Prison Maokai, who was very low and was probably going down to that as ult? Maple is flashing away from Karma meanwhile and just goes down here. And I actually was doubting that flash by 1116, but Husha was feared and Maple was getting away if 1116 doesn't flash there to finish him off. So well played by Maple to force the flash out of Karma.
Dragon number 2 now.
Yeah, Feng very chunked though, and Junjia's on his way.
Yeah, this will be going over. They're going to look for something afterwards. It feels like you can't really.
Yeah, they do.
It's so weak! Ooh. True Shot Barrage, well aimed, but not the damage there. You do have the Essence Reaver, but that does not increase your ultimate damage all that much. Now, we are still looking aggressively onto Husha.
Yeah.
They're going to spot out that there is, in fact, a pink ward there. Stay True as well will be located.
Yeah. And this is what we mean by PSG are so difficult to play against. Just from this far behind, they are making such scary moves into the enemy jungle. They know enemy AD is chunked, so so jungle and support can just walk into the enemy bot side and get really deep vision. You know, threaten the kill if anyone's caught out of position. But they are very behind in this game. I mean, look at the top items as well. I think surely Aja's recalling for an item here. Wow, doesn't have an item finished yet. So massive lead on the Udyr. Not doing a whole lot to get his team ahead as we kind of wanted him to. Does use both does use the empowered E here.
Okay, Cosmic Binding will land. Maple also going to follow up with a lot of CC. Junji going to be first in there. Arctic Assault going to be also using that Glacial Prison. Dark Driver, he's dipping, he's diving. Tempered Fate comes through to deny any further damage from this tower. Maple won't be able to connect. Driver is not going to go down without a fight, and eventually they do find the kill. Woody's going to claim that credit, but what a lot of time that Driver was able to waste.
Yeah, he wasted a lot of time, but honestly a big mistake from Driver to use his empowered E. Walking back to lane. I wonder if that was an accident or he just wanted to get to lane slightly faster. Gets punished by PSG. He actually had a shutdown. Fortunately going over to Woody on the Bard. And honestly that still looked like a scary dive. Just because it's an Udyr.
Ripshield will get 2 crashes. That's mid lane tower now dealt with for the side of BYG. And now we do have a little bit of time, of course. 2.5 minutes until that dragon spawning. We got 4 minutes until the Baron spawning. Neither team looking that strong at taking the Baron just yet. So dragon's really where our attention should be for the majority of this game.
Yeah.
Really going to want to look to see Betty pick up his Mirror Mana. And then, of course, up in top, we need Sundered Sky finished for RJ on the Aatrox. And in fact, it will be now. So got himself a little bit of power back. Is it enough to top this Udyr? Doesn't feel like it is just yet.
Yeah, probably not. This is why we like the Profane Hydra a bit more, just to have the wave clear, because you're not beating the Udyr on one item. I think he's going to get bullied a lot less in the lane now, just because Driver is having to go for some magic resist now, so it's essentially like he doesn't have that extra component as far as the 1v1 goes. So both mid laners in the top lane with TP up. And they've actually got Driver here on the bot side of the map.
Yeah, RJ's still struggling to deal with Driver on this Udyr.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can find much happening in team fights, though, of course. That really is where we usually see these Aatrox take off. Magical Journey going to get him well and truly outside of that Nature's Grasp.
Yeah.
So just a big cooldown used and nothing really gained.
Yeah.
PSG going to feel very happy about that.
Yeah, I don't hate Stay True fishing for a kill there. Gonna have it back up by the time Dragon is up, but they might just cede a little bit of pressure on the map. And we see PSG punish these small mistakes or openings pretty often. You know, they're gonna push forward and take vision back while they know Maokai ult is down. Verisol coming back up soon.
Yeah, 116 now laning up against RJ while it is Driver and Maple up on the top side. Teleport is available for both solo laners here of PSG. Only Driver retaining his one up there in the top side. Recall coming through for both Maple and RJ. I think this just means RJ wants to be going and matching up against that Udyr, denying any pressure onto that tower while the rest of the team all come towards this dragon, and Tempered Fate comes out. It's going to land onto Feng, but he turns it around. Chain of Corruption does it go wide. Driver teleports on in. We have a lot of members around this mid wave. Woody, he's going to be able to get out, but not after receiving a Mantra Q from this Karma, taking out a large majority of his health. Now, Dragon number 3, potential soul point on the horizons for BYG as they all turn their attentions towards it.
Yeah, maybe a little overzealous from Woody as he does land a nice ult onto Feng, but I mean, it's just Junjia there, and he's not really wanting to blow his ultimate for a Varus cleanse right before Dragon spawn. Good discipline from him to hold on to it. But Woody gets chunked on the back end, and they decide to not contest the Dragon.
Yeah, interesting item choice here from Woody. The Mikhails. It works well, of course, against the Chain of Corruption as well as, I think most notably, the Maokai. Betty should be fine, but it's very good to give to Maple.
Yeah. And I do really like it, because when you're imagining how Beyond get a reset for this Viego, it's whoever gets Varus ulted. Preferably not the Sejuani, but whoever's getting Varus ulted is the person they will focus down to get a reset for Viego and make these fights, you know, winnable for Beyond. So the Mikhail's just going to cleanse up the Varus ult most of the time, I imagine. I think Sejuani's pretty happy just blocking the Maokai ult. And then maybe Mikhail's can be used on any follow-up, you know, Varus ults. Maokai roots.
We will have to see. A big timer, though, is now on this game, of course. 4K gold in the lead as things stands are BYG, and Ocean Soul, their goal. Vision game as well, very much in their favor as PSG struggled to get that last hit on the wall. They will eventually get it, however.
Yeah, and this is a completely different looking Beyond than game one.
Yeah, definitely turning it up. Again, they're on their last lifeline. They really have to. They don't have any opportunity after this. A lot of members around this red buff. Stay True will show, and with that, not much more can be found. Husha, though, turns around, and on the backside, 116 is there. He's on that Karma. He finds his way on to Maple, but not a whole lot is going to be discovered here. As what a tempered fate. We found Husha. He is going to go unstoppable, but we've just left Stay True to be annihilated as RJ. He's going forward. Finn going to have to flash away, and Driver, he's in the middle of 4 people. Make that 5. He's healing up. Spiraling. Death is coming through. Hui's going to find one. RG's still going forward. Husha is going to be able to flash away from that Mystic shot coming through from Betty, but 116, is he going to meet his demise? It doesn't seem like it, as he is going to escape, but 2 very, very important kills are found there for PSG as they cling back some gold and get some gold for themselves on this Aatrox, who can be so impactful.
Yeah, and they burned 4 flashes of Beyond in that fight too. As it looks like a good go, and it doesn't work out once Junjia dashes away and this TP comes through. They get the Sedril, and then this Bard ulti kind of dooms Beyond as, well, honestly, they were kind of out maybe sacking a Maokai, but Driver just finds himself in the middle of 4 people. Goes down here, and Beyond tried to salvage the play when you need all your members. You are still a very low damage comp, so you need all your members to kill anyone.
Husha. Maple not nearby. Not going to be able to see him.
Yeah, and luckily for Beyond, they do chunk out PSG enough that they can't just take a Baron there, as that would completely have just swung the game. Honestly, most importantly, is that 4 summoners were burned. You know, 3 flashes and a ghost on the side of Beyond. Meanwhile, PSG just take the free kills, don't use any of their flashes.
All right, what do we think? BYG getting it done?
I don't know why, but it just seems inevitable that PSG are going to win this game.
All right, that means Frank wins. Everything Low says the opposite comes true. This is one thing that I'm starting to notice.
Yeah, caster curse.
All right, Dragon, of course, the biggest cooldown on the Rift. 45 seconds, and really, PSG have a lot to do to prove that they are able to contend in this game. Are just sitting at 2 items. That's a fantastic start.
Yeah.
Maple is up on the top side, so this PSG 4 members has to be so careful. If they get chunked out, things can be really bad. Betty, he's not scared of Driver. He, of course, is going to have that Arcane Shift available to get himself out of any real threat.
Yeah.
This Driver going to look back towards his top side. Maple has recalled. He should be coming out to the middle of the map. Will be doing so. Sapling going to be taken away from RJ as Maple does arrive. And now we're going to have a 5v5. Tempered Fate's not going to connect. Junjia getting very, very low. Through will come that Mikhail's nice and early. Driver going to take up that route as well from Maple on the way. RJ still looking for an angle in. He found Husha. He's found Stay True. Is it going to matter? Stay True goes forward with that twisted advance. Out comes the Nature's Grasp. Spiraling Despair is going to be used. Spell Immune will go Driver. A lot of damage on the back end coming through from this way, but Driver is so unkillable right now. Nice damage coming through from Betty as he sits on the outskirts of this fight, landing Mystic shot after Mystic shot. And health bars are low. There's a teleport available here for 1116. If he does choose to go back, can absolutely arrive back at this fight. Husha as well. He's sitting on that red buff, trying to get as much health back as possible. Betty getting very, very low. Constant roots coming through in the middle of this river from a Driver, but PSG, they're able to get that Dragon, and now all they have to do is survive. They can sacrifice Junjia. Junjia even flashing away. Driver, though, he's not convinced this fight's over. He's running forward. He's ghosted. Husha finds his stun. It's on RG, who does heal up. And a lot of damage coming through on Driver, but Turtle stance means that it's not really going to land. Jinji eventually will be taken out. Does find him there. Importantly, though, is one kill given over to BYG, but Dragon was secured by Junjia.
Yeah, nice play from Junjia just at the end there to walk away from his teammates, just to make sure no reset shenanigans are going to happen with the Viego. Always scary when he picks up a champion with a dash. And you're seeing the difference that these flashes make, right? If Beyond had flashes to match some of those flashes out from PSG, we're maybe getting, you know, Viego resets there, and the fight, you know, could be more disastrous for PSG. It ends up just being Beyond picking up a couple kills,
just
one kill for a Dragon, which you are over the moon with if you're PSG.
All twisted advance, but you've gone through the magical journey, and now Stay True is nowhere near where he wants to be. True Shot Barrage will take that kill away from Maple. I mean, after last game, are you feeling bad about Betty getting kills? I dare suggest you're not. Yeah,
Betty is playing really well as well. He found so much damage in that last fight.
Sure did.
And you actually saw the power of this Mikhail's.
Oh my god.
As you're also seeing the power of Karma.
3 items now.
So Stay True, who's actually 2 levels down on Woody, just W's onto him through the magical journey, finds himself in the middle of 2 members of PSG.
Now Baron obviously is getting prepared for. Not that either of these teams are particularly looking for it, but
both
the vision control allows threatening of it, and even better chances for poke. Although BYG have started it. Are we going to be able to scout this out? Woody should be here. There we go. We are going to know that it's being done. It's actually at half HP already. Maybe BYG are just looking to finish it. Arja does have teleport available for himself, and he's going to be committing to using it here. Driver turning back around, does get rooted up. Maple going to be able to find some follow-up damage there. Driver keeping this Baron aggroed, although now with that is going to turn back around. They do get the teleport out of RJ, so 1 teleport down. But don't manage to pick up that Baron. Not really surprising. They don't have the fastest Baron in the world.
Yeah, they actually got it very low, but pretty disciplined, deciding just not to flip it. They don't really have a way to stop Sejuani from getting into the pit. The stun will miss on Junjia. It's getting poked pretty low.
Oh, lots of flashes. Tempered Fate will go wide. Feng able to escape all harm there. It's going to be 1 kill. It's a reset found. Husha is going to be able to claim 2 of those kills. He is now Woody, and he's headed towards this Baron as BYG looked to claim themselves the purple worm.
Yeah, no TP on Karma though.
Yeah, no TP. Very, very low. And Maple in the area. 1 QW could confirm the end of that Karma's life. Betty trying to find the poke. Mystic shots are learning. Stay True getting very, very low. RJ though, he's in the middle and he's getting focused down. Driver's found his way onto everyone. Betty, you're going to get stunned up. Bear stance coming through. Phoenix stance for the slow. Arju does get taken down, and Maple is just running away. It's going to be a very, very clean fight. Baron picked up 4 members in total were killed there for PSG.
Yeah.
And BYG firmly now in control.
Yeah, and PSG end up looking silly for trying to contest that Baron 3v5. But I don't blame them, honestly. I thought with the 2 poke champs, Hui and Ezreal, they could stop that. As you're going to see the start of this fight here. A really nice flash from 1116, dodges 2 ultimates from the side of PSG. Probably not the 2 ults you want to be syncing up there, as it looks like Mikhail's almost gets Junjia out, but they have enough follow-up to take him down. Once this reset happens, the fight is over, especially onto a Sejuani, and you actually saw Betty on the bottom side of that fight, just struggling to do anything about Driver. Driver's never going to kill Betty in a fight, but I mean, he can just be annoying and be unkillable for this Ezreal.
Yeah, absolutely. So BYG truly fighting back, looks like.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Ocean
not
Soul
going to get eliminated from the playoff bye contention without doing their damnedest. Their damnedest is looking good enough.
Yeah, can't count PSG out yet, though.
Absolutely not. Now, Dragon spawning. 4 members strong on the bot side are PSG. Mandrake will go wide. Driver, though, he is zoning out PSG while Husha is just soling away this Dragon. And PSG will spot it out now with that Scry's Orb, but Junji has lost the vast majority of his health. This is going to be the Ocean Soul picked up and simply going over now to BYG. And Udyr, not the easiest to kill right now as things stand, but he just got a whole hell of a lot harder. Demon Fate comes through. Once again, a bit of anti-synergy, but the Spiraling Despair does land as well, and all the CC following up, and Maple has headshot 116, but he comes in, finds Stay True. Junji might be getting low, but might not be going down. As Driver, he's trying to disrupt and dismantle the side of PSG. He's not going to be able to for now. Infernal Chain will not connect the second part, as Fing will be able to continue kiting away with this Lethality Varus. There are low health bars. Driver, he's not particularly killable as things stand. There is an Avarice, an Executioner's Call, on RG as fleeing will be Driver. He does go down. Only 2 members remain, Fing and Husha. Junji, he's not going to be able to look for anything here. In fact, he's actually getting chunked down. This piercing arrow doing so much damage, even to this tank in Sejuani. Arctic Assault away. Biddy going to dodge out there of that piercing arrow. Maple actually still waiting around. Won't be able to connect there with that Hui ult. Spiraling Despair going wide. It means there shouldn't really be much more to happen, but 3 kills found after the Ocean Soul feels amazing for PSG.
Yeah, and this is why you can't count out PSG, because of plays like this where you land a 2-man Bard ulti here and 1116 just gets 1 tap, but you see how much damage this Hui is doing. He almost kills 2 there. Stay True does eventually go down. Junji at the top of the fight just flashes out of the Varus queue. And then this starts looking like a solo queue game where Beyond have lost 2 members and they're essentially sieging 3v5. Driver maybe letting how tanky is get to his head here, as he does just get stun locked up and goes down. Doesn't walk out of the Aatrox W in time. Feng returning a lot of damage.
And Maple doing the most damage. Not even close.
Yeah, that's close to the most damage we've seen in one fight.
Yeah, I think Eminem holds that for this split, right?
Yeah,
like
with
13,
11.
Or was
11? 13. Oh, okay. It could have been.
It could have been either or. Maybe it's both.
Yeah.
One fight he had on the Xayah.
Yeah, definitely a lead for Beyond, but again, PSG, we said they do not make it easy for you to win. However far ahead you get, Souls, Barons.
And Betty is quietly scaling comfortably back into this game. Oblivion Orb also will be completed here for Maple, so trying to do a little bit to reduce the healing coming through from this Ocean. Soul Infernal Chain will connect, as will Q2, but Driver is just too tanky right now to be really taken out.
Yeah, especially in a wave, Ezreal's, never doing much to him, and Aja, it doesn't really matter what you build on the Aatrox. Udyr is never your target.
For sure.
But you actually see maybe a flaw of this Beyond comp is once they're down members, they still have damage, but it's just not enough to actually kill a target and get this Viego going. They need all 5 members alive, and they need them to be together, and then their comp looks very strong. Speaking of engage.
Through Nature's Grass, they're looking for Junji. Junji is well in front of the pack. Driver, though, he's being looked down on the other side. Junji will be going down first, although the Tempest Fate does let him survive just that bit longer. A lot of damage coming through, but a lot of damage is coming through onto PSG also. Betty continuing to land these Mystic shots. And now, with the free kill, Junji going down. There is no objective to take. They will just take that 1 tower and kill and back on out of there. But PSG still, they're not making it easy. For BYG, they don't need it to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, PSG doing everything they can really from this far behind. It looked like they had found another pick onto 1116. They don't quite get him. And then a really nice Maokai ult from Stay True allows them to pick up a kill on Junji and take the tier 2 top. But you have to fight for everything against PSG.
Sure,
whether it's a jungle, whether it's a jungle camp, a tower when you're ridiculously far ahead, an outer tower when you're ridiculously far ahead, they will make you fight for everything, and they will make you play well, because if you don't, you can lose fights like we saw in bot lane.
Absolutely. Now Baron back to being live. There is an Alder in 1 minute as well. We've seen some treachery around both objectives already today. Alder obviously has been a little bit more treacherous. Driver, he's found himself a flank, but RG is marking it. It's going to get feared up, but honestly, Maple not doing all that much damage. Has his Crypt Bloom, but yeah, still not really that much damage to speak of. As
Feng lands
can't
some
say
nice
the same
damage.
about Feng, yeah. The arrow certainly finding its mark. That's what Varus would say. Oracles comes out. They're now very well aware. 116 going to flash away yet again. And off the Baron will get Driver and Husha, but they quickly turn their attentions back towards it as Stay True, 116 and Feng are doing a fantastic job of ensuring no one can get into this pit. Tempered Fate comes through. They're very well aware. A lot of wards in this pit. Can Junjia look for the steal? Driver's trying to make sure he can't. There is no way in. It's going to be the Baron picked up. And the side of PSG are just going to back away. They don't lose anyone. And this Elder Dragon is going to be the next fight.
In 15 seconds. Junjia, no flash there. Actually burns his flash during the fight. All Driver has to do there is stand between him and the pit, and he cannot Sejuani Q over the wall. So they're able to pick up a Baron.
He did absolutely do that. Now, importantly, Betty, he's got his Blade of the Ruin King, so he's going to start to do actual damage to this Udyr. Has an actual chance of trying to cut away at some of that health bar. So massive, that health bar. At the moment, 116 though, he's pretty content just pushing down this mid lane. PSG are absolutely on a timer. With the Cosmic Binding landing, the timer is not so important. That's one kill. It's now a 3v5 as we have 116 still hitting away at that mid lane. Got to be careful though, a steal can come through. Husha is on the side. He's against RJ. Teleport coming through here for 116. Maple and Woody so low. Flash over from RJ. Tempered Fate doesn't find anything as Betty's on the outside of the pit. 116 finds one kill. Husha finds one kill. That's two resets. Husha's going to find another. It's a double kill. Betty's not going to be able to get this dragon. It's going to be secured by Husha. And now Betty is in no man's land. Is he going to be able to find Feng? No, he will not. The piercing arrow lands. The Elder Dragon executes. And BYG, as they march down mid, look to take us to game number 3.
Yeah, it's such a well-played fight from Beyond. It looked like PSG had done it again. Somehow Woody lands a stun onto Stay True. He goes down with his ult and flash up. But it's Feng in that fight, who I hope we get a replay of that fight, because he landed an obscene amount of damage with his Varus Qs.